Okay, hi everybody. We're about to finish up chapter 1 and we're on page 26, and this is a very fun page. It's all to do with interval ear training. So on this page I have a list of some familiar tunes that you can use to remember the sound of the different intervals. So for example, for seconds, going up, Frère Jacques, da-da, is the sound of a second, or silent night, something like that. What about if the seconds are going down on the piece and you have to identify them? Those are the sounds of seconds going down. Satin Doll, if you're a jazz person, those are seconds going down as well. And then the sound of thirds going up. Michael, or when the saints go marching in, or Kumbaya. Notice they all go up in thirds twice. And spring by Vivaldi, if you know Vivaldi. Thirds going down, swing low, sweet chariot. That would be a descending third, or summertime and the living is easy. So you'd be surprised if you just pick one of these. That's kind of your go-to mnemonic device. Musicians use them all the time when they're first learning ear training and learning to identify intervals. It's a really quick way. The other thing I want to mention is on page 207 and 209, I think there's actually a little error on this page. It should say page 207. Turn to that in the book and you'll see some flashcards that you can take out of the book. And the treble clef, there's 6 of them on page 207, and then on page 209 you'll see the bass clef. And just copy these, ideally copy them onto cardstock, and then cut them up. There's 6 to a page because you want to make multiple pages. And then on each one, I would like you to each card just do one particular note, and then you'll have a whole deck of flashcards, and you can put them up on the piano rack and practice naming the notes. So on the front, like you might have middle C, and then on the back of the card, draw C or middle C. So you can check if your answer is right for the notes that you're not as familiar with. At first you could keep the treble clef notes separate and the bass separate and work on them individually. When you get better, you might combine them into one deck so that they're all intermixed, so you're jumping back and forth between treble and bass. So I highly recommend doing that if you do not read music yet, especially maybe you just play flute and you only know how to read treble clef. So make a whole deck of flashcards for the bass clef. Do whichever clef you need, or do both if you need both. And we'll be adding more and more cards as our reading range gets higher and lower. So for now, let's just go between the landmarks, bass F to treble G, and draw a card for each one of those. Okay, see you next time.